Hello and welcome to the Sunday morning coffee. Good morning, everyone. How was your week? My week was pretty crazy. So, I am hearing also through my collective, the ladies that I work with, that their weeks have been pretty crazy too. So, I'm going to assume that your weeks were as well. So, yesterday, Saturn went into retrograde, and that is through November 27th. So, this is a period, right? Retrogrades are about reflection, reevaluation. I just heard reconsideration, which is the same thing as reassessing, reevaluating, and rethinking things, right? It says during this time, Saturn's retrograde motion will encourage introspection and reflection, particularly regarding personal responsibility, boundaries, and the structures in your life. It's time to reassess goals, revisit past issues, and potentially experience delays or challenges in areas related to authority, restrictions, and timing. Okay, so without going into politics, because I don't like to talk about those things, because I'm working on myself right now, um, there's that kind of resonates, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. There are things that we need to pay attention to outside of our little sandbox, right? Again, for those of you that are new here, I refer to my area that I concern myself with the most. Like my spot is my sandbox. I was in the military, and that's how we kind of talked about it. And so I'm trying to stay away from watching the news because it's just really sad what's going on. And I'm trying to be more positive with myself. My life, I was a public servant my whole life. I was in the military, and then I was in law enforcement. And so I've always put other people first. And not that I didn't take care of myself, because I did ish, right? Virgo moon here, so I make it look like I'm taking care of everything and everything's all in order so that I can help you, so you don't have to worry about me. Hello, Spark. And so um, I am now working on my self help or my self well being, and I'm also working on um, like grounding myself. I have a morning practice where I go outside in my garden, I water, I talk to my plants, I do different things, and that helps me feel grounded. It helps me release any tension that I have. Um, Speaking of tension, I woke up this morning and I totally forgot that my sourdough bread was. Um, I so when you make sourdough, you you put the dough after you do your starter, you put the dough together, and then you do your stretch and folds, and then you wait for it to um what's it called, ferment, right? It sits for like a couple hours so that it builds up um the air and all the pockets and stuff, so I totally forgot about it. And so technically it would be considered over fermented and overproofed, right? I was like, no, I'm not going to do this all over again. I'm not throwing away this bread. So I went ahead and pre-shaped it, right? And it was actually, it wasn't as sticky as I thought it could be. So maybe it wasn't so overproofed. So I went ahead and shaped it. It's in the refrigerator, cold proofing right now, and then I'll cook it after I do this video. But that's what I woke up to, and I was like, wow, it's going to be one of those days, huh? But if I was the same person I was, say, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I would have totally lost it, and I would have been really upset because at that time I wasn't working on myself. I wasn't giving myself time to, or giving myself grace, but even giving myself time to be okay, because things aren't perfect, right? This is life, and life. Is what, like a bowl of cherries, and even cherries have pits, right? So there's bad days. And so we have to be okay with those bad days and just know that, okay, I woke up, totally forgot about my sourdough bread, but I can fix it. And so I'm going to, I prepared it. I'm going to bake it. It's probably going to taste delicious. Will it look gorgeous like those pictures that everybody has? Maybe. It might look better. I've seen some videos where people, the influencer will be like, I didn't do any stretch and folds. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And look how beautiful this bread is, even using discard, right? So there's just so many ways to be okay with things that are happening. I don't know why um, things happen to us. Maybe we need to start thinking about things. I know why I left the bread, because I forgot. And then I fell asleep. I went to bed. And I was supposed to set my alarm um, because I went to bed, but I wasn't really sleeping. But I ended up falling asleep. So I guess I was more tired than I thought. So I wanted to pull some cards and just get a general reading for today. See what's coming out. We'll get some clarification. Um, Definitely want to talk about what we don't see coming and any advice from spirit. Maybe we'll see what the blocks might be. Okay. This is the Angels and Ancestor Oracle. So we have Knight. Be brave and be honest. And Mother Earth. Feel loved and comforted. So be brave and be honest. Feel loved and comforted. So in this time of this reassessment, right, this Saturn retrograde, which that's not the only thing that's happening, right? We still have Uranus in Gemini. Um, we still have Venus, I believe, is in Gemini, and that's conjuncting, um, what is it? Jupiter. No, I think it's conjuncting Uranus in Taurus, or maybe Uranus. No, Uranus is in Gemini. Wow, I don't know. I'm not an astrologer. I'm studying part of it. I'm being pulled towards that. I like to know what is it, what's happening with the planetary energies around me that are affecting me. Why am I feeling this way, right? Like, um, Mercury is getting ready to go retrograde, and I'm already feeling those effects. My computer wasn't working the other day, and even prior to that, my internet went out. So it's like, so I think what happens, what I tell myself is that things, again, like I said before, things happen for a reason. And it's just teaching me that, you know, cherries have pits, right? So he has his sword, he has his eyes closed, he has his sword, so he knows his truth, right? It's like he's getting ready. I feel like he's getting ready to go on a journey. And this is what we're doing right now. We're going on a journey. But we need to remember to ground ourselves, right? This is Mother Gaia, Pachamama, right? And when we feel this tension, right, I'm feeling this urge to go back into my garden, right? I have some little seedlings that I probably should plant today and get them started in their bigger pots. So this is the urging that I'm getting right now, and that's about grounding. Because when you put your hands in soil and you put your hands, you it is so cool to watch plants grow. And um, I just feel a real big sense that um, it's a calming thing for me. And what is that for you, right? What is it that you do that makes you feel calm? It could be just sitting quiet, right? Just drinking your coffee, sitting quiet, not paying attention. It could be, you know, doom scrolling, right? Don't doom scroll, but you can scroll through the internet. I love scrolling through Reels and TikTok and see all those cute things, and I'll send them to my girlfriend. And you know, um, there's a lot of AI ones out there that are cute, but some of them are kind of a little odd. So I, right now, as you know, because I told you I'm into making sourdough, I'm into gardening. So I look at those things, and that's what is making me happy right now. You could be into crocheting. You could be, my grandma taught me how to crochet when I was little. I really should start doing it again. It could be that you're into baking. I've been trying to find healthy recipes. Um, I need to get healthier. I will never have my army body that I had when I was younger. I've been out of the army since 1999, so for 27 years. Um, and I think it was just 26 years in May, so going on 27 years. So it's, we have to take care of ourselves. I'm postmenopausal. So the way that I was able to just like, oh yeah, let me just run a little bit more and let me cut out a couple calories, boom, I would lose some weight. Well, that doesn't work anymore for me. And so we have to find ways of doing stuff. So I'm learning to eat more healthy, find better recipes. I, you know, I'm a junk food junkie. Um, in a way that I like to have sweets every once in a while. So I'm learning how to make things that are healthier. Like you can make ice cream with cottage cheese and yogurt, right? And instead of sugar, I'm using date syrup. So that, yes, that has some sugar in it, but it's more healthy. It's natural, right? It's more healthy for you. And so I'm just trying different recipes. And, I love my girlfriend and she tries everything that I make. And so that's what we're trying to do. And that's what I'm trying to do. So, and then another thing that brings me joy are these um, tarot readings and this guidance that I'm getting that's coming through me from spirit to you. And so I hope that you're enjoying it as well. But I want to get some clarification cards or some more guidance from spirit with tarot. All right, spirit. What else do we need to know today, this week? There's a lot going on right now. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, so we're just going to take all that. And the Four of Wands is on the bottom. So let's see what Spirit said here to see if it's going to lead to all this happiness. So we have the Two of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. So a lot of pentacles, so work. We have the Six of Wands, which is also victory, and the Two of Cups, and the Two of Swords. So the Saturn in retrograde, right? That's about, releasing what no longer serves us, right? Walking away, reassessing. This Page of Pentacles is telling me that we are trying to find new passions. This Eight of Pentacles is about working on things, right? He's um, been working very diligently. And I feel like, I don't know if you feel the same way. I feel like I've been working and working and working and working and working, right? And so I'm hoping that this um, Lionsgate, this 8-8 portal that's going to be opening up. There's so much energy going on. I want to go through it and I want to like get over that hump, right? I want to stop working so hard. But then if you think about it, you're never going to stop working. You're always going to work on something, right? But this Two of Swords and Two of Cups. So if you trust your intuition, if you uncross your heart, right? She's got her blindfold on, but if you close your eyes, you can see inside of yourself. Trust that intuition, right? She's crossing those swords. There's water there. Feel your feelings. What's going on? Look at the water behind me, right? I love this. It reminds me of Hawaii. That's why I have this backdrop. And with the Two of Cups, that's about a partnership. That's about sharing the love and the feelings and everything you have inside with something else or someone else, right? Is this your partner, like me sharing it with my girlfriend, or is it with my career? And um me personally, I'm ending my career, but I'm doing this, right? So this is kind of like my new career, but it's not really a career because it's something that I like. And I keep playing with my hair because my hair wanted to do whatever it wanted to do this morning. So I was like, okay, cool. You do you, right? I'm going to do me. So under the Four of Wands, we have the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and the Four of Cups. So again, a lot of work, right? Lots of passion, um, being mindful of what's around you. You know, is there lies and deceits, or are there things that aren't so helpful for you that you want to move away from them, right? You see him with those five swords, right? He's moving away from something with the ones that he wants. So to me, I always say it's taking your power back, but it's like taking what you want and leaving what you don't want anymore, right? Like the Five of Pentacles, walking away from what no longer serves you. And then we have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is about aligning your head and your heart. It's about seeing what's in front of you, but also being open to what's coming through. And I want to get Spirit, what is it that we don't see coming? Just for this week, you know, I'm not looking too far forward because, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? All right. Okay. These cards want to not go back. So we have the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. So what we don't see coming is that we have been doing all the work, right? So we're at this king and queen level, right? This King of Wands is about entrepreneurship, right? It's about invention, ingenuity, taking these these passions, right? You're at this stage right now. You could be a little bit further than the novice, but you're still working on it, and maybe there could be things that you have going on that you're a little bit more ahead. So there's different things that you're doing that you're at different levels. Does that make sense? So, but what Spirit is saying, what we don't see coming, is that we are with the Queen of Wands, right? We are nurturing ourselves. We are using those resources that we have so that we can move forward. But we also want to make sure that we're keeping those passions alive, and we're planting seeds, manifesting, asking for for what we want, right? And being open to what's coming in. And we want to ground ourselves and nurture ourselves and make sure that we're taking care of ourselves so that we can move forward. So this is a time of working on ourselves. This is a time of pausing if necessary. This is a time of grounding ourselves. This is a time to reevaluate things, to see what it is that we truly want to move forward with. Like with the 7/7 portal video that I did, there was energy about what is it that we really want to take forward with us, right? And so we're in that time right now. And remember, this energy, this Saturn in retrograde that I just happened to bring up today, that started yesterday, or could have been today, depending on where you are, is about all this reevaluation. So we're checking that the block, right? We're checking to make sure, okay, yes, I want this. No, I don't want that. Move that aside. Yes, I want this. I want this. I don't want that. Right? So we're reassessing, reevaluating, rethinking. So, are there any blocks, Spirit? Okay, that one flew out. The Hermit. So, sitting back, reassessing, and see him sitting on that mountain right there by himself. He looks pretty comfortable, right? And I'm just saying he could be a she. And there's light coming from, um, the lantern that the hermit usually has. But just remember, you are the light. Shine your light. But those blocks could be that you're not pausing enough to reflect on your own knowledge and experience. Okay. Any more blocks, Spirit? Anything else you want to fly out? Or the other blocks, please, Spirit. One more time. Okay. and the Nine of Cups. And it was in reverse. So, not being open to the abundance that's coming in, right? So, this was in reverse when it flew out. So, make sure that you know that you're worthy for all this abundance that's coming in. When you wake up and realize that you didn't, finish the sourdough bread and, pre-shape it and put it in the Banneton and put it in the refrigerator so it'll be ready for tomorrow morning's baking, that can cause you to feel a little bit upset, right? But just know that you still have the ability to have a good day. You can, take a deep breath, count to 10, and say, okay, that's that, and I can fix it. And I did. I shaped it. It took, again, it wasn't as sticky as I thought it was going to be. And I was able to do my push and pulls and get it nice and tight. And I put it in the Banneton and it's sitting in the refrigerator, and I will bake it. And it's probably going to be a really good loaf of bread. One of the things, and I'm just going off on a tangent right now, but one of the things about making sourdough is you have all these videos about the proper way to make sourdough. I have a couple of pages on Facebook which for beginner sourdough makers, and people are like, "Oh my God, I did this, and this is what's happening. Should I throw it away?" And it's like, what you have to do, and this is and the reason I'm saying it is because this is an analogy for all of us right now, is that you have to um how it like it's all based on your own environment. So making sourdough, is your environment hot, warm, right? Or is it cold? I have a lot of plants in my kitchen and dining area, so that causes a little more humidity. So I had to learn how to make my dough a little bit more dry because all that humidity affects my dough. So um, you have to use, or you have to realize what is in your environment, what's going on around you that is affecting your situation at the time. So it's like what's going on right now. We're reassessing, we're reevaluating, right? We've been working on stuff for a long time. We need to be mindful that we need to pause and realize that we have the knowledge and experience to move forward. We need to trust our intuition, right? So that we can move forward to the happy place. We need to stay in our passions. We need to plant the seeds for growth, right? Ask for what it is that we want. But we also have to realize what's going on around us. Um, I can have all these plans for whatever for today. But if, let's say, and because this has happened before to me, if my water heater blows up, right? Well, it did blow up, but it kind of went out, right? So now I have to focus on my water heater, or my garage door didn't open. It would not open. So I had to like manually lift it. So yes, I could get my car in and out, but I had to eventually get a new garage door opener, right? So sometimes there's a wrench thrown in. So we have to be mindful of that. But we still have to remember that we deserve the abundance that's coming in. We deserve that happiness. And we don't want to block it, right? I don't see the Eight of Swords here, but you have the Two of Swords here, and she's blocking her heart, right? So don't block those things that are coming in, those things that you deserve. So let's get some actions and advice from Spirit, please. Okay, Spirit, what can we do this week if we're feeling that tension? Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles again. Oh, I am upside down. So the Knight of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. So if we're feeling, and the Queen of Swords is on the bottoms, right? Discernment, right? Cutting through the crap, knowing what it is that you want, right? Remember, I want this, I don't want that, I want this, I want this, I don't want that, right? But we want to move slow and steady. We got the Two of Cups again, right? So filling your own cup, working with that partner, be it your romantic partner, a friend, a coworker, yourself, right? Your your higher self, so you and your higher self, um, we want to set boundaries with this Seven of Wands. So setting boundaries is, okay, when I'm coming up on this situation, this is going to be my what's happening. I'm going to notice, okay, I don't want to do this again. So when this starts happening, this is what I'm going to do, right? So that we can get that happiness with the Ten of Cups. So this happiness is coming in. It's just going to take a little bit of work, and give yourself grace, right? Take care of yourself. Um, you've been working hard. I know you have. Um, I'm part of this big collective that um, we are just, there's so many things that we have gone through in our lives, and we're ready to um, put things in a way that's better for us, right? I'm 60. So I want things to be easier. I don't want things to be hard. I did all that hard stuff, right? I did so many hard things, and I learned to do things, right? Work hard, work smarter, not harder, right? I've learned those things. So that is what my wish is for my channel, is to help you see things and give you guidance so that you can move smoother through the channels of life I just heard. So um, I hope this helps. I hope that you're not feeling so overwhelmed if this Saturn in retrograde or anything is affecting you. Just sit back. Remember to use your hermit energy, right? Your knowledge and experience. Sit back, take a pause, right? Use Pachamama, Mother Earth, ground yourself, and let her hug you and let her console you. Let her um, make you feel, let her help you feel better. And then know that you have these um, you are worthy of the abundance that's coming in. You're always worthy of the abundance. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you're not. And if you need to do something special for yourself, then do it, right? I hope that this resonates with you, and I hope that you have a really good week. And thank you for watching my channel. And please like this video so that the algorithm can pick it up and more people can share um, everything that we have to offer for others, because we as an individual are collecting the whole, everyone as a whole. And I really hope you have a really good week. And until next time, have a good day.